Yeah, it's Crazy Dave and Magic Mondays. This week's podcast is all about children. Our love for our children, maybe not just our children, other people's children. And if we really think about it, we are all children. Children of nature, children of the world. But folks, what I really want to talk about is our love for our own children and how quickly we sometimes take things for granted and we look back and time is gone. We are all given the same 24 hours every day, and what we do with it is so important. So, of all nature's gifts to human race, what is sweeter to man than his children? And another quote, it is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men, Frederick Douglass. So what I talk about today is our children, taking them for granted sometimes. Sometimes we are only given children as a blessing, yes, but for a short time, and then they move on in our lives. And while we have them in this short time, shouldn't we just be giving them unconditional love? Shouldn't we just be giving them a strong foundation? And one of the things is giving them our time. Often we say, I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, bring me that drawing tomorrow. I'm busy now. I have a Facebook to do, or I have this to do, or I have that to do. And the next minute, our child is 21. And we don't get that time back. We don't get that time with our child. That time to build that strong imagination for the children, and that strong foundation for the children, and that strong love for the children. And that time goes quickly, folks. It's not going to be on our deathbed saying, oh, if only I had worked longer, or if only I had made more money. Perhaps the regrets will be, if only I spent more time with my children. Children, it's really amazing. Today, I'm in a business where I see all kinds of people coming in and out. And there was a mother that hasn't seen a child for 8 years. And I don't want to get into all the ins and outs and the rights and wrongs. But she couldn't see them because of adults and their silliness that they play. And the father was keeping him away from the mother. But when she saw that child, I've never seen such smiles on both sets of faces, the mother and the child. So sometimes the small things we take for granted, we shouldn't. It's the small things that count. So next time the child, your daughter, your son says, Dad, come look at this, and he showed it to you 10 times, maybe we should look at it for the 11th time. Maybe those little things, those positive things we can say to them. Maybe that praise we can give them. Maybe just letting them do things without always interfering. I know we can't let the child run across a busy motorway unattended to, but we must give the child some freedom to do things, to learn. This is helping building the foundation. Sometimes I talk a lot and I'm not even perfect at this. I know that I have to do better. I know I have to try and be more positive. I have to have love and mercy for my children, but also for myself, and not be so hard on myself when I'm not doing it correctly. Children, we can't walk away from them, even when they are negative, or even when they are doing things wrong. It's our responsibility with love to try and change it. But remember, they pick up everything from us. Everything that they learn in life, probably learned in 4 or 5 years, is from us. They come into this world naturally without anything, just with what nature has given them. And we as parents give them everything. So our foundations and what we teach our children is so important. You know, there are a lot of people out there that will moan about their child. Oh, he hasn't cleaned his room. Oh, he hasn't done that. Then go and do yourself a favor just before you complain. And as you know, complaining brings more things into your life. But perhaps go and look at those those people that have been trying to have children for 10 years. And for whatever reasons, they can't have them. I'm sure they would be very grateful to have a child with a messy room. To have a child that's left his fingerprints on the wall. To have a child that's done all the things that we are complaining about. So be grateful for them. I'm not saying that we mustn't teach them responsibilities, but we must just prioritize what is important and what isn't important. So perhaps the most important things we can tell our children is that you will always love them no matter what they've done. You must always give that love, even when they're wrong. Give that disciplined love. That they can be anything they want to. They can do anything they want to in their life. And they must never give up. That are the things that we can install in them. That we will always love them. They can be anything they want to, never give up. And they can do whatever they want to do. As long as I think the most important thing is as long as they're doing what they love. I've tried to teach my children, do what you love and the money will follow. So folks, this week, maybe just sit down with your children. Just look at the painting that they've done. Maybe just go out in the garden and look at the funny things that they look at. And you will learn a lot from them because they will see things that you never saw except maybe 40 years ago when you were a little kid. If we could have the imagination and the freedom that children have, we'd probably be a lot happier and have a lot less stress in our life. So folks, take those lovely children, give them a big hug and tell them you love them. And then show them that you love them. This is Crazy Dave and Magic Mondays. Yeah! Crazy Dave signing off.